Okay, Coach, it is a brisk night in the Midwest as we bring you football from Paul Brown Stadium in the Queen City, Cincinnati, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between our visitors and the Cincinnati Bengals. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
What? 250. 95. They're running it. Check three.
Now a play fake here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have its hands full all night long.
Now, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. How it's long distance now, let's go to that play. Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. So on fourth down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That's taken on the 25. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Back to throw here. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Justin Houston. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. They'll drop the throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And off his back foot, he'll heave this one deep. And that's caught inside the 35. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 49 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. He'll take a shot for the end zone. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line.
You're looking there at a defensive back who's maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
He'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on 1st down. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chandler Jones in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Palardy now on to punt as he sends this one away. Taken from just outside the 30. Well, not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, it's not going to. We still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They'll look to throw here. Jordan Reed has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 47. Looking to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. We're scoreless after 1. Set for the 2nd quarter, San Diego in possession of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. 2nd and 3. He finds Taylor, complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year as his guys are on the board first here tonight. Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agree totally. Excellent bounce back, tremendous poise, confidence never lost, and obviously he transmitted that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
On 2nd down now, it's Gordon. Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. On 3rd down, Wilson. In trouble here And down he goes, back at the 8-yard line. Von Miller in there for a milestone sack. That's number 150 of his great career. Here's Michael Pilardi now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is taken at the 23. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 62 yards on the ground. They come out here in the eye. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Steelers 14, Bengals nothing.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. They go play action here on first down. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and this shows on the scoreboard.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Hey, watch it.
Now Wilson, going to throw again. He'll buy some time right. There goes a deep, and this is caught. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to pound it in with Goldman, and he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Wayne Goldman, his first touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point up and through, and that'll make our score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're starting to put some space here. The first quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This second quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right, trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. They'll set up a throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Justin Houston make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. The Steelers send out their punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. That's pulled in at the 32. So dangerous with a football in his hands. Call that a return of 38. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Check 26, check 26. Watch safety creep, watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. 14. Safe.
They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. Cameron Hayward in on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, it's Gordon. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On third down, Wilson being chased out left. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
First and 10 at the 14.
56. Watch the pass.
Now Wilson on first down. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position you have to be, you just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball.
It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
Sets up the screen to Gordon. Take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Melvin Gordon with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point right down the middle. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before.
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
They try and run on first down, but to no avail. Tackled for a 2-yard loss in the backfield. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Gordon. And a pretty good run, all things considered. Probably would have liked that in the first quarter instead of right now as the clock continues to run. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Now Wilson sliding out of the pocket. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a tie ball game here heading to break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is fielded at the 7. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. Eluding the pressure right. And that's going to be incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Rolling to his right. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And they work this well upfield across the 45. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down in the process. On 1st down, Wilson. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. Now the ball comes loose, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. Second down in inches. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A huge play there on the screen pass. 42 yards. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for first and 10. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Ball on the 30 as they come up second and 10. They run with Taylor. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to
take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
And now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. They'll try and get the ground game going. Here's Gordon. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. Here's a second and 2 now from the 33. This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. And he's got room. And he's able to get this way down deep into enemy territory. A big play there by Gordon. 43 yards on the ground. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
60 out now.
On first down, Taylor. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Come on, set. 30 base. Topper, topper. Now.
Second and 2. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10. He'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Now this throw caught left side and out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
He'll drop to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. The Steelers on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. They'll set up to throw. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off with great anticipation. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold him right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
10 yards there on a Bengal first. So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Flush, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. The busy night continues for Gordon as he gets it here. That'll get them some of what they needed, but they're still left here with a 3rd and 9 forthcoming. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A big play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front. Extra point safely through. And that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire.
Check 43. Ready?
They go to the ground again with Taylor. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
He's checking, he's checking, he's checking. Crash. Undercut. Begin. Watch Leo. Hey, switch gears.
On 3rd down, it's Taylor. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down.
Alert three.
Rock it.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here? Or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock.
Look at me. Go.
He'll look to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Going again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command and make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds. Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it. And this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. Short kick. One of the up mid will take it down. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. The Bengals drive about to get going. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one. Whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Deep end zone on the game's final play. And they have taken the lead here in the final minute. The extra point is good, and on the final play of the game, they walk away with a victory. Well, that was a fun game to witness, partner. A touchdown there at the very end to win this thing.
And that's really where the emphasis is, right? The touchdown to win it. I know that they put a little on top, right? What's your favorite dessert? You know, what do you put on top of your favorite dessert?
You put whipped cream, maybe a cherry.
There you go. The whipped cream, the cherry, whatever you want to talk about, that's what they put on it. But the story, the touchdown to win it, that's how they got it done.
So for the Bengals, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for our visitors, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Yeah. One up and up is magic. With the game, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me?